What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka vypermajik, and today I want to talk to you about the Bungie live stream that I just got done watching on Twitch. Now, Bungie has announced that over the next 3 weeks, this being the first one, they're going to unveil a different element of the upcoming House of Wolves DLC. This week focused on the social areas, both the changes to the original tower, which was in the core game, as well as the Reef, which is the new hub area for the upcoming expansion. Now, whether or not you buy into the DLC or not, both areas will be open. I don't know how much you'll be able to do in the new area, because obviously the new quest content will be behind the paywall, but I guess you can at least walk around and check it out. I don't know. It looked pretty cool. It looked like this old, riff-raff space station kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and they kind of wanted to give it this vibe, at least the way they talked about through the design of it, of this old space station out there, like a lot of mercs are hanging around out there. It's kind of like a hub for, derelicts and that sort of thing, and it's definitely a lot darker and more dreary than the tower. There were 2 areas in the back that were behind doors, and the doors were locked, and they're like, there may be stuff coming soon. I suspect that a lot of the events will probably occur in one of those 2 doors, similar to how when the Iron Banner drops, the big stairwell in the tower opens up, and the Lord Saladin is standing in the back. So, but it looked pretty cool. There's screenshots online. There's a bunch of new NPCs walking around. Xur may or may not appear there. I'm sure he will. You can still get into your vault. You get bounties, that sort of thing. So it looks cool. I mean, I don't really know what to expect. I was hoping, I did a video some time ago about things I wanted to see. I was hoping there would be more integration and easier queuing for other events without having to keep going back to outer space in your loading screen and waiting there, but it doesn't seem like they're offering that supportability now, so that was kind of a bummer, but it's neat to see a new area and to go off and explore something different in the game. So the big thing that they wanted to focus on, at least one of my big takeaways, was about the upgraded ability of your new gears and the new weapons and all that stuff you're going to get. Now, specifically, weapons. As an MMO player, let me just frame my thought here. As an MMO player, every time a new expansion or new DLC comes out, you end up dumping your weapon almost immediately for something better. I spent probably 3 or 4 weeks with my buddies playing through and trying to kill the Lich King. I'm talking a 25-man raid. That's 25 guys in World of Warcraft every night trying to kill Arthas. And when we finally killed him, he dropped a rogue dagger from me. It was a purple dagger, which at the time was like a god mode dagger. I won the role. I'm walking around with my purple dagger, one-shotting everything, because that was like the best rogue dagger in the game. And I loved it. And then what happened? The expansion came out not 2 months later. The very first quest I did, we have to go off and eat or kill 10 bears and pick up their pelts. The dagger was nearly twice the damage of what my Lich King dagger was. And what did I do? I sold it to a vendor and I never saw it again. And that was really like my first experience with MMOs in terms of upgrades. Now, thankfully, Destiny and the crew over at Bungie have stayed true to their promise. If you recall, they had said in the past that they wanted each weapon to tell a story, and they wanted your weapon to be a part of you and remember how you got it. And all I could think of is, great, when the new thing comes out, we're going to dump it. Now, we did see that in this expansion, you were able to, through Xur, to upgrade your weapon, and thankfully that continues on. Now, there wasn't a material that they used. I don't have it written down in front of me, and it doesn't matter. But there's a gem or something you're able to get that will let you take your existing weapon and elevate it to the next tier of damage, which is going to be 365 is the new high-end damage. The cool thing is all your upgrades will remain. So if you have a totally tricked out Thorn or a Suros Regime or your favorite exotic weapon of choice, good for you. All that hard work you did will translate over and boom, like that, you're going. Now, I don't know how hard it is to get that gem. That may be a raid. Well, they don't have a raid. The PvP mode, I don't know where it's going to come from. But no longer do you have to wait for Xur on the weekend. And no longer will you have to wait and see if your item is even on the hot list. At any time, you can just upgrade your weapon. And I think that is great. That's a great feature. It's something that should have been added a long time ago. And my hat's off to Destiny and Bungie for putting that together. The other cool thing that they're doing is all of your weapons from the expansion forward will be able to be reforged, very similar to what Lord Saladin does in your Iron Banner weapons. So you can re-roll any of your legendaries. You need an item called a Hard Luck Charm. I don't know how to get that again. That may be some kind of end game item you need to get, but it will re-roll your weapon. Now, obviously, any upgrades you've done to the weapon will be lost. And naturally, you're not even going to start upgrading it until you get the exact perks that you want. They also mentioned a few times in their live stream that there are new perks that are going to be available, but they didn't announce anything specific. I'm not sure what they're going to do. However, that's really cool if you find a gun or something that you're really interested in that has something maybe the look of the gun, and they've done a lot with that too, by the way. A look of the gun or a look of some kind of, you're looking for that, and you're going to be able to tweak it, not on your own. It's just going to be random the RNG, so but at least you have an opportunity to roll the die and try to get something new, which is great. And this is something they should have done again a while ago, but again, giving power back to the players. Now, because of these two changes, you're going to start seeing characters that look very different from each other. And that is a great, great thing. Because now you could take your old gear and level it up and wear it, and you're going to have the same numbers as the dude who just got his piece of gear, and no longer does everyone have to be the same, and you're going to rely on armor shaders to look differently. You're actually going to look very different. Now, this is not transmogrification where you take any set of stats and implement them on any type of weapon. That isn't coming now, and they may not even do that. They were kind of shy on the question. They read it through one of the live stream questions, and they were kind of shy on it, but I'll take this for now. I think this is a great improvement, and I think you're going to start to see more diversity in both player models and in weapon models, and I think that's a great feature. Now, they showed an extensive time of going up to the speaker. This is back to the tower. A lot of people were curious, is the tower now useless? And the answer is no. The speaker is going to have a lot more gear to sell. And something that they did that's really cool is you're going to be able to take your spin metal and work your way up to the shards, and take your shards and work your way down to helium coils and all that sort of stuff. And what they said is they don't want to punish the player for all the hard work that we've done in the past. All the grinding we've done for all the spin metal and steel plating and all the other wire and all that crap that we've earned over the years. It seems like years. You're going to be able to roll it up and use it for other things. It's going to go towards your reforging. It's going to go towards your upgrading. So you're not going to feel like all that work you did is being punished. And again, that is a great thing. A lot of these expansions come out and they take the old content and throw it away. So the fact that you're going to be able to get to use some of the stuff you had before and roll it over is, again, a great idea. And it doesn't make a lot of us feel like, oh, the expansion's coming, I'm going to quit playing. And I'm guilty of that too. But now I feel like if I get in and start playing again, I'm going to be okay, because I know that some of my hard work will translate into some upgrades for gear that's really cool to me. And I do like that an awful lot. Now, they did not, they were mum on player trading, again, with the emphasis now on being able to re-roll your gear, and the emphasis on you being able to take a piece of gear and work its way up the ladder. It sounds far and farther away. They did tease it, not really tease it, they briefly mentioned it, but it didn't sound like they were too keen on the idea. I think the players still want player trading. I know I do. I find a lot of hunter gear all the time, and my friend Sydney, who is a hunter, finds a lot of Titan gear all the time, and it would be great if we could just swap. I mean, we're in the same battle. We're doing it together. You know, you think of like what World of Warcraft did. I know I go back to that a lot, but I played a lot of that game. When you dropped an item, everyone in the party could trade it just amongst the party members for up to an hour. So I think that's okay if Destiny implemented a system like that. I think that's a fair way of trading. You still kind of earn the gear in the sense that you were in the battle, you contributed, and yeah, maybe your buddy won it, but he can give it to you, and you know, you could return the favor. I think that would promote more people playing with each other, diversity. You'd help your friends out, even if you've already done the rewards, because there's a chance there could be something that would help you, and I think that would fuel the community to come together more in these events and saying, oh, I got my Nightfall for the week, see y'all later. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, and I hope that they reconsider that, especially after what I just said, because I know they watch my videos. There's going to be some new materials that come out, obviously. You're going to have a bunch of new legendaries, a bunch of new exotics, a bunch of new skin weapon models, and again, my hat's off to these guys. I feel like this is putting the game in the right direction. Does it fix everything? Of course not. And it is an iterative process. There's obviously going to be tons and tons of patches that come out as time goes on. And this is just one small snippet. We haven't seen any of the new content yet. We don't know what the new player versus player mode is going to be like. That's going to be for future Wednesdays. So until then, we have enough to kind of sink our teeth into and kind of start to frame an idea of what this expansion is going to bring. And for me, I think they are all great changes. But what I want to know is from you guys, What do you think? Are you happy with these changes? Is it not enough? Is it too much? You know, the reality is, no one's ever going to be happy all the time. I think we can all agree on that. You know, you're going to say, oh, I wish they did this, and they focused on this, and they focused on that. It's clear to me from the changes they made that they are listening to the community. Now, I was joking a second ago about me specifically, but you know, a lot of these comments that they've incorporated, I have seen on the forums, and it's good to know that they are listening to their fan base, because without us, they're really nothing. And it's good to know that they kind of know where the hot spots are in the game and what's really hurting people's heads and what they're going to do to fix it. So, all great steps in the right direction, in my opinion. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about these changes. What do you think about my opinion of them? I know you're going to leave a comment below and tell me what an idiot I am. But as long as you're nice and you make me laugh, I don't mind. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.